Patley and Teaching Religious Science, which is the teaching of the science of mind. From Sarasota, Florida. Today's podcast is called Spirits Evolving. You know, evolution is a word that is strangely still controversial in this 13th year of the 21st century. You would think the debate over Charles Darwin and his Origin of the Species, written in the middle of the 19th century, would be long over. It's pretty much settled science by now. Haven't we progressed in our minds and thought at all since then? Or has the change merely been in the realm of science and technology while the mind and heart stood still? No, I believe we have progressed. The world has abolished slavery, embraced universal suffrage in most countries. Women are empowered more and more in most areas of the globe. Indeed, in 15 nations, women are heads of state. We are rapidly changing our attitudes toward human traits that we used to be very biased or prejudiced against, but we now know, or strongly suspect, are genetic, such as race, gender, and sexual orientation in most enlightened quarters of the globe. But if you put God, politics, or the ideology of the aggrieved into the equation, then all bets are off. Intolerance, mental rigidity, and fundamentalism is the scourge of the globe as I record this post. With the end of the Cold War and the superpower conflict, we should be in an era of good feelings and the dawning of world peace. We should just be in a great time. Are we? Hardly. 13 people just lost their lives a few days ago for going to work on a Monday morning. Their sin was to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's all they did. At this writing, we just don't know the motive of the murderers at the Washington Naval Yard, but it certainly was ideological in some form or fashion. Otherwise, why would you target a naval facility? Ideology is replacing mores and values not only in the U.S., but all around the globe. It seems that every stray ideology wants its due, its own enclave, little piece of land, its own way, and the common good be damned. This represents a fragmentation and polarization of human consciousness without equal in human history, in my opinion. Nations used to make war. Now, countless ideologies make war on the innocent and the unlucky just to make whatever hateful statement they feel that they must make. What the heck is going on around here? Why is this happening and what can be done about it? I'm going to give you my view, which is all anybody can do. I believe that this planet and humanity is on the threshold of a quantum leap in human consciousness, which will change much of the way we relate to each other and how we conduct the daily business of living with each other. I believe we are really on a true evolutionary leap in human consciousness. We're entering the age of the mind and spirit, or what astrologers call the age of Aquarius. Yes, this really is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. We just got out of the age of Taurus, by the way, for you astrology people. I'm not an astrologer, and I don't run my life according to the stars. Probably it's because I'm a triple Virgo, which is a heavy astrological load to carry. So I use my head and my mind and my heart to run my life. I'm a historian by education and former career before entering the ministry, and I can see great upheavals in the human saga occurring every 2100 years, sort of like Christ being born and the world having a whole new way of thinking and living. Even those who aren't Christians were changed by his message. Before that, it was Abraham and the idea of monotheism, first time that had ever come into the world. Major, tremendous changes that change the way people think and live. To an astrologer, we're experiencing the dawn of the age of Aquarius. To a religious scientist, we might call it the age of the mind and spirit. Now, does that mean we should all log on to Brian Hill's website? He's a good friend of mine and one of the best spiritual astrologers in the country. We can all log in and have our charts done. Only if you want to, but it couldn't hurt. What it really means is that astrology and history seem to agree for once that sea changes in human history occur about every 2,000 to 2,100 years. We are, as the Chinese put it so well, living in interesting times. For the last 2,000 years, we've been concentrating on mastering our physical world and physical environment. Great leaps forward in every field of human endeavor have been made. Once we emerged from the long night of the Dark Ages around 13 to 1400, the world came alive with invention, progress, and scientific discovery that made this planet a global village. We're now tied together by trade, instantaneous communication, the internet, and if we would be willing to dust off the Concorde, which actually was a good airplane, we'd have supersonic travel. It is now time to enter a new age of human achievement, the transformation of the mind and spirit. This change of ages that we're going through is why we're experiencing such apparent chaos and a fracturing of consciousness cropping up in place after place around the world, including right here in our own backyard in the U.S. Each time there's an evolutionary leap forward, there is a clearing away of the old ways and old consciousness. You know, you have to kill the old life before you can give birth to the new one. This clearing does not take place without serious opposition, and that opposition is often violent. The old way does not go out without a fight, and that's what we're experiencing right now. This apparent chaos is not the end, rather it's the symptom of a grand new beginning. Fundamentalism in politics and religion is but a symptom of great fear and anxiety as the old and familiar world with its mores and certainties are challenged. The old guard is fighting a desperate rearguard action that in their hearts they know they can't win, but they'll go down trying anyway. When an age changes, nothing in heaven or on earth can stop it. Take heart. Most of you listening to this podcast will see the first fruit of the dawning of the age of mind and spirit. In this coming era, we will finally awaken to who we really are, discover our divinity and that we are one with all that exists. We'll really figure out that there is unity in all life because it's made by the same power and presence. We will approach each problem at the level of cause rather than just fiddle with the effects, which we do so much these days. And we'll finally understand that heaven is right here and right now and always has been so. We'll stop wading knee-deep in the river of God's bounty while we're dying of thirst because we don't know we're wading in a river. We will at last have the understanding and the sense to drink deeply of all that is good around us, realizing that we are one with all that is. This is the age of awakening, awakening of consciousness, awakening of spirituality, awakening of understanding the basic spiritual and physical laws of the universe and working with them, not against them. Are you ready for a new way of life, one of light, love, and tolerance? I hope so, because it's coming. In our next post, we're going to be talking about living in the age of Aquarius. We're going to talk about what it might be like when it comes. Here is an interesting read which you can take as revealed truth or just an interesting idea. You might want to pick up the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ by Levi. It's sort of a New Testament. Going to fill in a lot of gaps that the Bible, like what happened to Jesus from 13 to 31. That's a long stretch of silence, and I give you a clue. He wasn't building furniture in Pop's cabinet shop. It's available online at Amazon.com. And while you're there, pick up a copy of my brand new book, The Fabulous 51, Book 1, Releasing the Past. It's just $3.95 an ebook or $5.95 in print. If you've got dragons to slay or are haunted by your past, either things that have happened to you or things that you've done, you need to read this one. More information on religious science, the teaching of the science of mind, can be found at csl.org. Sign up for a class or attend one of our Sunday celebrations at the Center for Spiritual Living, that's what we call our churches, nearest you. Until we are together again, richest blessings on you and all those you love. This is Reverend Dore Jacques Patlian saying bye-bye for now.